Because when we think about how marriage used to be beneficial to women, it is what it is. We weren't able to vote. We weren't able to work outside the house. If we got divorced, we didn't keep the kids. Like stuff like that. Like women used marriage as survival because the man was going to take care of her. Nowadays, that's not the purpose of marriage anymore. So it's really like, what is the purpose of marriage for women when you have to have kids, so you're risking your body to have kids. The man wants you to go 50-50 on the bills, so you got to work and pay bills. And a lot of times, women are the primary caregivers, too. It's not like the dad is helping out so much with the kids on average. So it's really like, what is the benefit for women when it comes to marriage nowadays? And it's sad because men get benefited from it so much, and women seem to not.
Your thoughts, White Star GB.
My initial thoughts are this generation is very disillusioned, jaded, and I get the strong feeling that somehow we failed them. This young lady looks like young 20s, maybe like early, maybe late 20s. I don't know. Young lady.
We actually reacted to another clip.
Oh, really?
That, it was her on another clip.
All right.
And she said something wild.
Okay. I don't think that this is wild. I think this is just
No, I'm not saying this. I'm not saying
sign of the times.
I think it is a little wild.
It's flipped so much on the head that women feel like the men benefit more from marriage than women do. And I'm hearing a lot of that lately. Even Summer Walker dropped a new album, and she's talking about a soft life, and she's basically on her first song, it's basically like an anthem for women. They don't really allow them a soft life. You know, like what's the point of being with a man if you're gonna have a hard life? And I feel like this woman is echoing her sentiments. They don't really see the value of being married. I feel sorry for her.
Who you think benefits more off of being married, men or women?
I feel like women benefit more from being married.
Why?
Because they have the protection of a man. They have someone to do the heavy lifting for them.
And this is what's kind of under a microscope.
Yeah.
Like, is the man really taking on the heavy lifting like that these days? Because if you ask most women that are out there, they're sharing the heavy lifting at this point.
Of course, yeah.
To be honest with you, I feel like she's speaking from a place of ignorance. I highly doubt that she's been married.
No. You definitely been married.
And
I don't think she grew up in a nuclear family.
She spoke on one side of the fence about it not being beneficial to women because they had to do it because there were laws in place where they couldn't vote, they couldn't do certain things. Yeah, and now she's talking about the fact that they can work, they can make their own money, and now they have to pay. They have to spend their money on their livelihoods. And the man is just not taking care of them totally 100%. Yeah. But I'm not sure which way you want it because some women, a lot of women fought for that.
Yeah.
They fought for it.
Absolutely.
And now it's like you got a whole nother generation that's complaining about it, right? And the women that fought for it back in the day, for you to have that ability to go out and make your money and move forward in your career and have certain opportunities, I don't think they would share the same sentiment.
You don't?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't think they would share the same sentiment about men, right? I think they just wanted the right to be out and run in the working field.
Do you think that they ever saw modern day women catching up to men financially?
I think that was always the goal. I think that's only in certain communities. That's not across the board.
In what communities is that?
Minorities, and especially black. I think especially black. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's like that in Hispanic communities. I don't think it's like that in Indian communities. I think it's mainly black communities. And
the modern woman looks like a black woman, right?
No, not necessarily. Because I think it's across the board. But I think other cultures, even though they prioritize their careers and getting money, they still prioritize relationships and marriage and family.